What's up guys, John Smith on YouTube. This is Dread Update number 7. We're going to do a Q&A. I took a couple of questions from the last couple of videos and kind of paraphrased them, made them so that I can give more information on them. First question, can you freeform with short hair? I just want to say I'm not an expert on freeforming. I don't even think I'm a freeformer, a full-on freeformer. We talked about this, maybe semi-freeform. But I'm pretty sure you can freeform with any type of hair, as long as your hair is not cut all the way down to your head or you're bald. I've seen a lot of people, they start off, cut their hair and they let it go from there, and as your hair grows and you sleep on it and you don't comb it, if you're not picking it out, it should start tangling and freeforming. Like, that's just how it works. Tangled up at the roots, and then it'll start growing out in its individual sections. You can twist it out if you see that it's sectioning. That's what I ended up doing. A lot of people also ask me, how do I get my hair like this? This is what you do. Say I had an afro, right? So imagine this is an afro. Take a clump of it, pull it out of the afro, and twist it. And it's literally that simple. I don't use any gel. I don't, you could use some water. If you do this when your hair is wet, I know it, forms a lot quicker. But look, you see the motion? You want to get a close up on the motion? You use the 2 fingers. You just go like that. A lot of people, they were asking me how to do that, but it's literally simple. I didn't use a sponge that a lot of people were using. That's a good way to start off though. I'd recommend it. If you have like a small afro and your hair's not really tangling, use the little dread sponge and you go like that and it'll curl it up. And then from there, you can just twist it by hand. You don't really need gel to dread up. Your hair will dread up naturally. It's what it does, especially if you're black. If you're fully white, your hair is a little bit more loose. It's a little bit more straight. I don't think it tangles like that, so you might have to do some twist and rip. You twist the hair really quick and then you pull it apart at the tips so that, it bunches up at the bottom. I don't know if that's a good way to explain that. Back combing, it works for it. If you're mixed with black and white or something and your hair's a little bit more curly, it has a looser pattern, you want to do some back combing. You take it, you twist it, put a comb through it, and you just back comb it. And you're basically just scrunching up the hair so that it tangles up more. My hair texture, it tangles up a lot easier. I can just twist it, like just light twisting. And that's how I explain it. I explain it as I let it grow and do some light twisting. A lot of people ask me, how do I get my hair to grow faster? You don't. It's no miracle growth, nothing like that. There's not going to be any super fast way to get your hair to grow. Like, I've been growing my hair for 2 years and I still feel like it could be a lot longer. But I mean, even with that, like, look, like, it's down to my lips and you can see that it's tangled up more in here. Like, if you can look at that, these are Congoed. They're connected, I have a bunch of these where they're just connected and they could be a lot longer, but they're connected. And I don't mind that. I think it's kind of cool that, these are connected. Because even look, like, these are still pretty long strands on their own. And they go down to here. I know I have this short one that I showed in the last video. And it goes all the way down to here. So, you can't get 2 years of hair growth in 2 months. It just doesn't work like that. A lot of people, they like to think that getting dreads is a quick process, because it's cool. It's not like that, you twist it, you let it grow, you leave it. You can't really twist it and think you're gonna have dreads tomorrow. You're gonna have dreads in a couple months. It's real, you're gonna have dreads once your hair decides that, I wanna dread up now. Let me just tangle up with these other hairs, not up, and get, dreaded. I can't really specify to each, person who asks me, well, how long is it gonna take me to get dreads? I don't know. Your hair pattern is different from mine, just like my hair pattern is different from his hair pattern is different from hers. It's just, dreads are unique to each person. The best you can do is follow the technique, use the gel or freeform, or just wait and just let it grow. You guys gotta let it grow. In the meantime, find a hobby or something. When I got into dreads, I got really into music because it was a process and I started looking at myself as something that was growing, just like my hair. My hair promotes growth for me. My name as a rapper is Happy Chick because it's just constant growing. Do I have to take out my twisted dreads to start freeforming? No, you don't really need to. I know people who twist their hair just to get that initial section and then they'll freeform from there. And that's a good way to do it too. If you want to have locks that kind of are more, I want to say, together, like, more defined. Well, you remember, like, from High Top Freeform Update 1, I ended up combing out my twisted dreads just because I didn't like the twisted dreads. I felt like they sat too close to my head and I like the puffiness. Back when I had the twisted dreads, I liked washing it and having them puffier because I liked how they stuck up, and they were out there. They were like wild. When I was getting them twisted constantly, they were really close to my head. It made my head look weird. It just wasn't for my head, you know what I mean? A lot of people pull them off. It just doesn't fit me like that. I like the freeform, I like the wilder look. You don't have to do it. You can twist your head. You can be twisting your hair for 6 months and decide doing a freeform. You just stop twisting. That's how you start freeforming. You stop twisting, you stop touching your hair with combs or anything that could pull it apart or anything like that, and you just let it grow. It's just that easy. Freeforming is just letting it grow. Shout out to Gunther the Great. He has his own YouTube channel. He does Twisted Dreads. If you guys want to go subscribe to him, it'd be great. You know, go subscribe to him. He has a really chill vibe to his videos. I know you guys like this because it's like a chill time for us. You know, we can just sit back and relax and watch some videos about dread. Well, he has that same type of vibe. He teaches you how to retwist your hair and all that. You know, watch some dreadlocks. Go check him out if you have twisted dreadlocks, if you have freeform dreadlocks, if you just want to see another dreadhead on YouTube. Have you ever thought about going back to regular twisting with gel? Hell no. I already told you, that shit was so painful. It was painful every time. Like, it was not like it got easier. You would think by the 6 months of getting your hair retwisted every 2 weeks, with just 12 times of retwisting, that it would get easier. No, it was just painful. The first week, it was just unbearable. You're like, oh wow, let me just sit through this, wow. 2 months later, it's the same feeling. Like, it doesn't get easier, and my hair was twisted for a while. I had, twisted dreads for about, I want to say 7 or 8 months or something like that, and even now, these dreaded up quicker. And these were going at my own pace, going at how I liked them to go, and they dreaded up quicker, and I'm a lot more happier with this head of hair than that. And just, mind you, it's the same head of hair. Like, that was literally a year ago. I could never go back to that. Twisting to my scalp, I felt like it was bad for my hair. Even if it's not, even if it's perfectly fine, I just felt like it was not the way to go. And I think I'm tender-headed, if you guys know what that is. Some people can sit through that and just be fine, but I can't. How often do you wash? I wash my hair whenever I want to. I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days, but I haven't been sweating as much. It's hot outside, but I'm not like, running a 5K, so I don't really need to wash my hair like that. It gets to a point where if I want to wash my hair, I wash my hair. Like, if I don't really feel like washing my hair, nobody's in my hair smelling, and my hair doesn't stink anyway, I keep good enough care of my hair to where in between washes, it's never gonna get nasty. Like, I wash it on a frequent basis, maybe every week. Once a week. When I had twisted dreads, I had to wash it once a month, and I felt that was nasty. I did too much. Back then I was working out. Back then I was, doing all this activity. I was doing too much, and I didn't want to have to keep retwisting it, because every time I had to wash, my hair would get looser, and after a couple of days, it would just be fro. So I had to keep retwisting it. Like, I had to wash, retwist that day. This is a lot of work for a hairstyle. I'm not really into that. To each his own. Have you ever thought of growing out the sides and the back? I don't really know, like, why. Like, wouldn't that look weird? Like, if I had small little afro on this, and then back here, and then you just see all this, like, that would look too wild. I'm not trying to look homeless. I want to look presentable, but with the wildness. I'm always going to be cutting this down. How do people react to your hair now? Back when I had the twisted dreads, I said people were looking at my hair weird. Back when I started this, people were looking at my hair weird. Now it's a lot better. I don't want to generalize people. I'm getting a lot of stares from older white people. Fuck is that on this head? Other than that, it's all pretty positive now. Like, people with dreads respected. You got that, like, that silent respect with other people with dreads. You look at each other's hair. You're like, I got you. A lot of guys look at me weird because their girls are looking at me, but that's just because I'm me. When you have a lot of hair or facial hair, that's why girls like beards. When you have facial hair, it shows masculine qualities. Do you cut your hair? What cut? I don't cut my hair personally. Like, I just was never good at it, and I don't want to mess anything up this far in the game. I don't go to a barbershop because every time I went to a barbershop, I would get a fade because, the fade looks so much nicer than just cutting it down. But every time I would go to a barbershop, they'd either get really excited because they thought they were cutting the top of my hair, or they just mess it up. Like, I would get really nice fade. The fade would be nice. I'm not, dissing the fade, but they'll always take like a chunk out of the side. Like, they just didn't care. They weren't careful enough. They just thought it's another haircut. It's not another haircut, man. This is my hair. I've been doing this. I've been in this for 2 years. This is the game. What are you doing? So now my brother cuts my hair. He just cuts it down. It's you bring it lower, it makes it look nice. You add a nice lineup to it. He does really good lineups. That's why I go to him. And it's free. If you could find somebody, friend or something, that would cut your hair for free, I'd rather do that than going to a barbershop paying $10. That's just another expense. I don't have to pay for my haircuts, and I can get them whenever. Like, my brother, he's around all the time. I'm just like, hey man, can you cut my hair? Yeah, but I probably cut my hair like every 2 weeks, maybe every week and a half. It's whenever I feel like it. If I'm going to a party or something, I wanted to get it cut, something like that. Just make myself look presentable. How long did it take to dread up? I don't know, honestly. When I untwisted it, I kind of had knots in it, but then I started picking it out, but there was still a little bit of knots, like, deep in the afro. Like, I could feel them kind of still knotted up. By dread up day number 3, I want to say they were probably dreaded up. The one where I have my hair up, like, in the ponytail or whatever. These back ones are really puffy, but they're pretty locked in. Like, the hair, it's not, if you try to pull it, it won't but I want to say it took about 6 months, 5-6 months to dread up doing this way. The other way with the twisted dreads took about 8 months, and that's with constant twisting and gel and wax and all that goes with that. With this, it's just a lot cleaner. It feels a lot cleaner. It feels a lot easier. It's more easygoing on my scalp. It's a freer experience. I could recommend freeform dreads to anybody. If you want to do dreads, do them freeform. You know, it's gonna look wild for the first couple months, but you're gonna get the reward. You put in the time, you get the reward. What job do you have? I work at like a manufacturing company for jewelry. I put logos on beads, and I also do Photoshop work for the company. It's a 9 to 5, you know what I mean? I'm not really happy with the 9 to 5, but it's a job, J-O-B. It's not my career. What do you use to edit videos? If you want to start putting videos on YouTube, I would recommend Sony Vegas. That's what I use. Go on YouTube, watch some videos, Sony Vegas. I didn't buy it. You know, I don't think I buy any of my programs, which is bad. I could get sued for a lot of money, but I just don't got the money, you know what I mean? We trying to hustle out here. You know, you gotta take some to make some, because it takes money to make money. But I don't got the money, so I gotta take the programs to make some money. I ain't proud of it, but it's what I do. Is there anywhere that I can email you? I'll put the email right here, you know, at the bottom of the video, across my face or something. And you can email me there if you have any questions about anything, you know, music, collaborations, anything like that. But if you're gonna hit me up to work on music, I don't like when people hit me up and expect me to do all the work on the song. It's just not what I do. If you're gonna hit me up, I'm willing to throw a verse on something. If you have a full song and you want a verse, or you know you have something missing, I'll throw something in there.